Hi there, welcome to the basketball edition of The Huddle. I'm Ruth Lang here with sports editor Mike Brown, and we're going to talk about some hoops this week.
Ruth, it's always exciting time, area basketball. We've got some really nice teams in boys again. The Alliance Aviators should be really good again. Louisville should be pretty good again. Marlington's got a lot of height, should be really good again. Sebring has great tradition. Minerva, like I said, has great tradition. It should be an exciting year for boys and some of the girls' teams.
Now, looking ahead to this week's games, there's a full slate on Friday night. We're looking at Alliance at Minerva, Marlington at Canton South, Salem at West Branch, Wellsville at Sebring, and St. Thomas Aquinas at Northwest. So tell me about some of those matchups. What are you looking for to see there on the court?
Well, actually, there's three pretty good ones Friday night. You have Alliance at Minerva. Alliance coming off the unbeaten season from last year. They have a lot of those starters back. We're part of that 23-1 team that got to the district final last year, and they're going to be just dynamite again this year, I think. But they're going to Minerva, and Minerva's always tough down in the Lions' Den, so that should be an interesting game. Marlington, with that really good boys team they have this year, they've got tremendous height. They've got the NBC Player of the Year returning in Lucas Struble. They go to Canton South Friday night. That's going to be a real good game, Ruth. And then you have the big rivalry game Friday night with Salem at West Branch, and it doesn't matter what the records are or anything. When those two get together, you never know what's going to happen, but it's always exciting.
Turning now to girls basketball, West Branch was the only team in the immediate area to win its opening game. Can you tell us a little bit maybe why that was?
Yeah, I think what we've got this year, the Alliance girls, Coach Lee Hood is in his first year coaching the Alliance girls, and I think he's established a program where they're trying to get the fundamentals down for the girls and things like that. He's trying to get a feeder system going. It takes a while for that, but he's doing a very good job there. Marlington has a new head coach this year as well. Now, Marlington lost a lot of good girls from last year's team. They had a really good basketball team last year. Marlington lost a lot from that team, so they're kind of starting over, but they've played well. Even though they've lost their first two games, they've played well and been competitive with their opponents. And then you have the West Branch girls who are, that's probably going to be our best team in the area again this year. They won over 20 games last year. They have basically the entire team coming back, and they've opened the season with two impressive wins over Youngstown. Ursuline was one of them. So I think they're just going to be probably the best team in the area again. I think they have a real good shot to go quite a ways in the tournament.
Good. Now, looking ahead on Saturday, Alliance is going to host Carrollton, Minerva is going to be at Marlington, and Sebring is at Jackson Milton. And the big NBC game is going to send West Branch out to Louisville. So what are you looking for in some of those matchups?
Well, in particular, that last one we talked about, Ruth, would be Louisville and West Branch. Louisville is defending NBC girls basketball champion. They lost a couple key players from last year, but they've got a lot of good kids back. And when they play at home on their home court, they're hard to beat. Again, what we just talked about, West Branch, they're loaded this year. I think a lot of people are tabbing them as the team to beat, along with Carrollton, and there's some other teams in there. But Louisville's the defending champ, and until they lose, somebody has to knock them off, and they're playing at home, and I think that'll be a difficult game for West Branch. I think they're going to have to bring their A game to go over to Louisville and get a win.
Well, that should wrap us up for this week's basketball edition of The Huddle. Hopefully we'll see you at a game this weekend, and don't forget to check us out online, www.the-review.com, and in the Alliance Review sports section. Thank you.